Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roll Together RPG and to something that's not Aodrin, and something.
No.
This is something a little bit different. This is our Path to Ascension campaign. Now, you may have seen some of these pop up during a time when the kobolds were having a bit of an issue with computer systems last year. We've decided to make it.
It's fine.
Didn't happen. It's fine.
Oh,
It's completely fine.
about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about that time. Although those particular live shows were really good. So we decided that we're going to do more of them. And as you can see, I'm not on my own. My name's Josh. I use he, him pronouns. And as you can see, I am joined by Nat. Nat, say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Now, your character has not been revealed yet. We've not on the overlay or anything as of yet. The title of this has got nothing to do with your character whatsoever, so it's going to be a secret for when we dive into the session in a moment. But before we do, we have some words that we need to hear from our sponsors and supporters. We are proud to be sponsored by Phoenix Dice. You can go to phoenixdice.com to get yourself some clickety-clack Rathrocks, including some limited edition Roll Together dice, which I have right here. And if you use the code Roll Together, all caps, at checkout, you can get yourself 25% off of your purchase. We're also proud to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. If you type in exclamation point code into chat right now, you'll get yourself a code for a free Electrum chest, which you can use to get items to power up your heroes as you collect them and battle through waves of monsters for free on various different devices, including fridges and freezers and microwaves, if you have the smart kind. We are also proud to be supported by Homie&theDude. They are a TTRPG group that make various different supplement books, not just for D&D, but for all kinds of different types of TTRPGs. They've got The Wandering Tavern and Scorched Basin, and if you want to check them out, you can follow the links in the chat or in the description below, and you can see if they have any other Kickstarters going on at this point. And if you're interested in buying any of their stuff, if you type in Roll Together, all caps at checkout, you can get 10% off of your purchase. Massive thank you to the D20 Club Dice Heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat, which must be sent to Roll Together HQ because the kobolds need the goat, by following all of the links in chat or in the description below. Speaking of the description below, if you are watching us on YouTube, please do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and commenting down below, because it helps the algorithm tell us what you like, so we know what to make more of for you. Our adventure begins in a very dark place. And what I mean by dark is it's nighttime.
Huh.
The streets of Baldur's Gate can be seen all around, moonlight in the sky, and the sounds of screaming and fighting can be heard within the streets. There seems to be a panic happening. There are civilians running around. There are Baldur's Gate guards fighting these strange creatures that seem to be lunging at them. Creatures have got a very sort of undeady sort of look to them as they are clawing at people. We see three undead figures running down an alleyway, chasing a young woman and an elderly man. And standing or chasing behind them, we see your character. Would you like to introduce who you are playing, please, Nat, and what they currently look like?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, at this time, understanding the time that I think it's supposed to be and not now, because time is...
What is time?
What is time? The time is not now. The time is the past, correct?
Or it's now.
The past is now. Sure.
The past is now, the time is now. That's... Sorry, carry on.
Given that if I understand the time period correctly... Right now, what we see is an elven person in the early 300s. So human equivalent of late 30s, early 40s. Sort of a pale, sort of mauvey pinkish skin, long ears decorated with earrings, white hair swept up in a practical bun. And they are wearing the armor of the Gravemakers in Baldur's Gate. So silvery, bluey. There's little nods to some of the Elvish pantheon. There's a little moon for Corellin on the shield that she is carrying, and she is also carrying a very large hammer because this is Ildrafni. They are chasing down some undead wrongins.
As you begin chasing down these undead wrongings, and basically they chase this younger woman and elderly man to the sort of dead end part of an alleyway. They're in between you and the civilians, and they stop. And I mean, you're wearing heavy plate armor, so you're not particularly very quiet as you're chasing after them.
Clonk, 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 clonk.
They sort of stop and turn to face you. And as they turn to face you, your eyes and your mouth opens instinctively, and you've got a look of shock on your face as you can see. Now, you may need to correct me on names here, but you see Ephemera, Ava, and Jeremiah staring and looking at you. Can you run me initiative, please?
I can. This is not when or where I thought it was. Okay.
I
thought I didn't know these people yet. What? I've not met them yet, but I know them.
Have you met them yet? I don't know. Maybe.
What?
This is confusing.
12 total.
I just rolled 3 lots of initiative for each of them, yeah?
Yeah.
I rolled an 11, a 12, and a 13.
Great. We're all middle of the road.
Middle of the road. And what did you roll, sorry?
12.
12. Okay, so you're definitely not going first. The first one to act is Ava, as and with the speed that you would expect from Ava, they just charge towards you, and they begin almost. You can see that their arms are moving, sort of flailing around like you would see from your traditional non-sentient undead. But there's also a method of technique to them, like as if this undead has some of Ava's ability to fight. Albert swings out and it's going to make an attack against you. Now, this is Rebecca's character.
Have you taken Ava's character sheet? Oh no. The last time I fought these 3, I think they were just started as zombies.
Oh, I think it's Rebecca's characters, not just Rebecca. That's a natural 20.
What is this?
What is going on?
I hope we weren't expecting Ildra to appear in the rest of the series.
Yeah. It's not quite. I'm using parts of Ava's character sheet because not all of. But that will be 6 points of bludgeoning damage from the first. No, hang on, it's crit. So I'll roll again. That will be 16 points of bludgeoning damage from that attack as slams into you and sort of proceeds to try grappling onto you. Zombie form does not get multiple attacks. Next up, we have Jeremiah, who is also going to run in, not quite as quickly, but there's still like a 30-foot gap, so they're able to get up to you, and they're just going to make a basic slam attack against you. That's probably not going to hit. That's a, hang on, pluses. Math, 12 to hit. Which doesn't hit you, does it? Your AC is like 20-something.
22 right now.
22 million.
22 million.
Million as nothing happens. And then Ephemera comes in, and although Ephemera is clearly a spellcaster, is going to try hitting you with the rather gnarly stick that they have. Which is, well, I mean, a staff, but...
I mean, she's a spores druid, so, you know, she can hit things with a stick.
She can hit things with a stick. I think all of my luck... She's not. There's no magic funneling through any of them at all.
Right.
However, I think I used all of my luck up on that crit because that was a 5 for a 7 to hit you.
No. Clang. Blocked.
And now it's your turn.
Okay. Whiplash confusion. I thought this was a flashback. Is the version of Ildra we see a flashback version? Because we're in Baldur's Gate. Or is this...
Present version.
Present version?
Present version.
It's present version that we see.
Yeah.
Interesting. In that case, the silvery armor has gone. The skin that was sort of a mauvey pink color is the same sort of color but has a slightly ashen grey look to it. The silvery, there's no longer a symbol of Corellin on the shield. In fact, there was a period of time where there was a symbol of Corellin, but it had been scratched off. Now it fully shows a hammer, an anvil, and flame of Dural Firecloak, their god. And the armor itself is, yes, still metal, and there's still elements of steel, silver steel throughout, but has taken on elements of red and burnt orange throughout the armor and throughout the cloak that they wear. The long white hair has been cut short and is just sort of little spiky, little short swept over. And as they face down these three zombies, as they snarl in confusion, you can see pointed teeth inside their mouth. For they're not elven anymore, they are Dampier. And I'ma swing in for an attack.
You can swing in for an attack. For the audience's sake, the description you gave at the beginning is the description that we saw. But as soon as you saw these three, your form almost like sort of shimmers and then sort of reveals itself to be your current form. You can feel, for you, if you were to look down, you can see there's elements of your old self, sort of like patchwork on your armor and on your skin. You can see that, you know, your more lifelike skin underneath your Dampier, under patches of your Dampier skin, the more silvered armor underneath parts of your blackened armor, parts of your long hair sort of wisp out every now and then sort of shimmer in. It's like you're experiencing two versions of yourself at the same time, past and present.
It's like one on top of the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like somebody's done a really good copy and paste on top of.
So I think what has actually happened then is, as she chased them down the alleyway, past Ildra would have shouted, "Stand down, abominations! Leave that woman alone!" But then as they turned around, the bravado, the confidence, the sort of almost a divine belief in and righteousness of this is correct in this moment sort of all goes away. And she stares them down. "No. I've already had to kill you already. This... and she's going to hold the hammer aloft, and I'm going to channel divinity, turn undead. Can they all please make a wisdom saving throw?
They can indeed. Let's get another d20 out instead of rolling only 2 dice. Let's roll 3. The highest I rolled with their -2 wisdom was a 15.
They all fail.
And you can see that they are this turn undead sort of pushes them back a bit. Obviously, you're a high enough level for it to be technically destroy undead. So as that wave hits them, it pushes them back, and you watch as parts of their skin begin to flake away, and parts of bone and flesh and muscle begin revealed, and parts of their face and jaws sort of pull back. They're not fully destroyed from it because they're a little higher than the CR, but they are injured by this ability, and are clearly frightened of you.
Good. I think, am I going to...
I have no idea if those noises are coming through. I'm still going to
Yeah,
do them.
no, I can hear them. They're good noises. I don't think I'm going to take a bonus action. I think this is something that's haunted her a little bit. And after sort of invoking them to turn away and leave her, she's just going to drop to her knees in frustration.
You fall to your knees, and these creatures moves back to the top of the round, and it's their turn. Unfortunately, they can't move. They can't move past you to run away, so the only direction they can go is towards the civilians. So they begin making their way down the alleyway towards them. As they do, you hear, "Ildra, get up!" And you watch as 3 arrows fly over the top of your head and hit into their shoulders.
No, they're not!
And you can stand up and turn around, and you can see stood there an orcish gentleman wearing the silvered sort of gravekeeper style armor that you're wearing, although it's not heavy plate, it's more breastplate and leathered, so to allow for more flexible movements. You can see he's got 2 short swords at his side, a long bow, there we go, in his hand. This is Unanash, who is a friend of yours, a fellow grave maker, who has kind of using the fact that you've fallen to your knees as a way to fire the arrows above. "Are you hurt? Get up!"
No, I'm fine. This isn't right. What are they doing here?
And they turn around and unfortunately they're going to start moving towards you, but instead of going to attack you, they begin to just run past you. And as they do, there's like this image, this illusion on them fades, and you see that they are incredibly decayed undead corpses that aren't actually your friends, as they just run past. And you watch as Unanash just pulls out his 2 short swords and just cuts them down as they go past. And he runs over to you and kneels down. And, "Are you okay? Do you need any help?"
No, I'm fine. I don't know. I don't know what that was. Sorry. Shan't happen again.
As you look up at him, there's, again, a sense of horror that comes over you as you see undead eyes looking at you and 2 teeth marks of blood pouring down as you are shocked awake. And you sit up. That was all a dream. That's why there was so much confusion at the beginning. It was a dream.
It was all a dream.
Now, Nat.
Josh.
We've not seen Ildrafni since the Rift.
No.
Since the Rift one-shot. Waking up now, this isn't a dream, it's not me messing with you or anything in any way, shape or form. Where would Ildrafni be, and what have they been up to since the events of the Rift?
Well, it depends on what kind of point in the timeline you want to pick up, because after the events of the Rift, they probably would have stayed in Aeolian for a couple of days with Anton and Nate, Prosperous and Viorica if they hung around. I guess sort of settling to make sure that the Rift was definitely closed and if there's anything else that needed doing there. But they've made promises to a few people. Anton was very keen to head to Baldur's Gate at some point, and I think that is on Ildra's to-do list. But it always feels like it's the very end of the to-do list, because that's a selfish personal quest. So the more important things are return to Mistranor to spend some time with the Baelnorn, and help them reestablish what's going on there and what needs doing there now that the shield is down. What needs defending? How can Ildra help with that defense? because the elven tree of life is there, and that's very important. That needs protecting. My holy tree is in that place, and there's a lot of ne'er-do-wells that have been stuck in there for a long time. I guess helping take down any ne'er-do-wells that were just gonna go out and cause riots. But the wider sort of mission that they have was a promise to Ava to help spread, even though Firecloak is Ildra's god, and that will never change. The promise that she made to Ava was to help make sure that Kalemvor's followers acknowledged the new differentiation between the sort of the conscious and unconscious undead. Because it's still, I know we've had a couple of campaigns since where we've had undead in Neverwinter and they've been fine, and the Temple of Kalemvor in Neverwinter is run by a Dampier. Ildra has no idea about this, by the way. So obviously it's not all temples of Kalemvor. But there's definitely plenty of pockets out there across Faerun where the temples of Kalemvor still smite the undead, whether they are the sort of the growling, unconscious undead that we've just seen in the dream, that are pure feed rage monsters, and the undead that are conscious and they've been dealt a bad hand and they're just trying to get on with things, like Dampier. Some vampires that are not about murdering everyone and having plots to take over the world.
Wait, there are vampires that are like that?
Maybe? Ildred thinks there might have been one. So yeah, and the reborn as well. To take ephemera as another example, like if Ava had taken ephemera back to the temple that Ava came from, ephemera would have been ripped apart in the same way that Jeremiah was. So, yeah, Ildred's made a promise to Ava to try and spread the new word of Kalemvor and try and convince the general populace that some undead are okay. Not all undead. Hashtag. Hashtag not all undead. So I don't know where you want to be on that timeline, but those are the priorities. Back to Mithranor, going to Ava's temple.
Should we say that you're on your way to Ava's temple? Where exactly is the temple of Kalemvor that Ava came from?
It was, we didn't actually put a sort of a specific location on it, but it was suggested that it was sort of the northeast corner of Faerun. So actually it was closer to Mithranor than it was to any of the usual Sword Coast locations that we had. So Aeoliant was in the Sword Coast Mountains, so north of Waterdeep, south of Neverwinter, and we'd teleportation circled across there from Mithranor. Because Anton, Nate, high-level wizards can do that kind of shit.
Everywhere.
So she would have, and I imagine they probably would have offered to come with as well, but she'd sort of said, no, this is a more personal quest. You've got important research to be doing here. You stay here. So she would have asked one of them to kind of teleport her as far as they could northeast. Mithranor is probably somewhere in between. So the sort of the bottom of that northeast corner. So it's, I don't know, that corner.
Yeah, we got teleported. And we'll say Anton teleported you there. Went with you to start off with. Sort of easier to actually get somebody where they need to go if you go with them. Teleported you there. Sort of insisted that you'd let them come with you. You insisted no, and they were like, okay, well, I'll come back in a few days to check on you, and zipped out. Unfortunately, with how hectic that type of magic can be, right on their doorstep was not an option. You still had about a day or two's travel in order to actually get to this particular temple. Yeah. So we wake up when you're on the day that you're due to arrive at the temple. You can see it's just in the distance. It's one of those sorts of temples that's not actually in a town. It's one of those sort of like roaded one. It's one of
Yeah.
those, like a cathedral in the middle of
Sort of a bit cloistered and separate. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, you have awoken, and you can feel your heart beating in a ba-dum, ba-dum, like really slow fashion, as it's recently been reforged for you. But you can also feel a heat coming from like the center of your body, something you've not felt before, and you've woken up in a bit of a sweat. Not so much a cold sweat, but more of a hot sweat. You know, when it's like 29 degrees in the UK and, you know, you sweat all of the time. Well, this has happened, but for you, but you're in full-blown armor as well. So I don't know if that is uncomfortable for you to be sweating that much, but...
Yeah, I mean... So obviously, Ildred doesn't technically sleep, but does do the sort of the meditation that elves do, which is, so you still get a sort of dream state situation.
Keep forgetting that, but yeah.
So would not have needed to lie down in the armor. I think there's definitely been days where she's taken the armor off. I mean, she has to do her artisan blessings of the forge anyway, to re-imbue it with an extra little kick of AC. So and she keeps it clean, like spotlessly clean. So it's not like she's not taking the armor off and everything's stinky. But when traveling alone, it's probably safest to keep it on where possible. So has probably found a happy little tree to lean against to do her meditations.
That's when you awake. That's when you awaken, and you can see it's daytime now, probably early morning, judging by where the sun is, and there are a few carts that are going up and down this sort of main road that there is at the minute. Some of them are diverting towards where the temple is. Looks like they've got supplies and things on the back. Some of them look like they might be people who are actually travelling between locations. A couple of people on foot wearing lots of bags and things on their back, like they're travelling merchants, but just don't have a cart. And then you see a couple of adventurers are walking around as well. None of them really pay you any mind. You get the odd really friendly person that goes, "Morning," and as they sort of carry on, and yeah, you can make your way up to the temple easily enough.
I think before she leaves, she will have a little moment of just sort of, I think every day that Ildra wakes up and can still feel their heart beating is still, like, it's been a while, but it's not been that long, and it's still wild. So there's a little moment of, we'll do a sort of a little morning ritual of thanks. Maybe that blends into how she does the blessings of the forge with the armor. And there is song involved as well. She's very quiet because she's not trying to attract an audience kind of thing for it, but part of the ritual, she will be singing in quite an operatic kind of way. As she works the steel and gives thanks to Firecloak. And I think there is the one little moment when she's ready to leave, and it just kind of stands there for a second, just being like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I can walk in and they'll listen to me, and this would have been so much easier if he'd given us any kind of proof. Well, here goes, she sort of says to both Firecloak and Kalemvor, I guess, if Kalemvor is listening.
I think as you're performing your ritual, right, and you're doing your little bit of a song, obviously not to a degree where people can hear you, but a little girl walks past holding their parent's hand, and they just clock you, and they just got a really big grin on their face as they lock eyes with you while you're performing your rite and singing, and then they wave, and then they just run off.
We'll just give a little awkward nod.
You make your way up towards the temple. And you can see there's a couple of people sort of milling around, having either gone into the temple or just come out of it. And you can make your way along a bridge that sort of over a small chasm, not very deep, but still like a small chasm that you can go over to get into the temple itself. And this is a very old building. You can understand why they haven't relocated to a more populated area like one of the nearby cities or a nearby town or something. This building looks ancient. And as you enter in, and you can see the sort of standard church-like, temple-like sort of aesthetic that there would be for any of the gods in Faerun. You can see that there is a Kellenverite priest who is seeing to some of the people who have come in. He's like, let me just take yes. Oh yes. Oh, thank you. This will feed us for quite a while. Thank you. He hands some coin over to one of the merchants who's handed him a sack of supplies of some sort, and the supplyman tilts his hat to him and makes his way out of the temple. And this Kellenverite is slightly older. You can tell instantly by what he's wearing that he's probably a higher ranked person, not somebody have you been here before?
No.
Never. So it's not somebody that you would potentially know. It doesn't match any descriptions that Ava may have given you on anybody from the temple, but he's sort of dragging the bag along and trying to lift it up. He's struggling a little bit as he does so.
We'll go over and lend a hand. Please, may I?
Thank you very much. Hello. Yes. And you sort of help him towards the back of the temple area and he said, please come follow me. And he leads you into the sort of priest quarters area, takes it down into a storage area and puts the bag down. Thank you. Sorry, what was your name?
Ildrathni.
Pleased
to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Sandor.
Sandor. Nice to meet you. Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't believe I know you. Are you new to the area?
I am. Yes, a traveller.
Traveller. Have you come to pay respects to Kellenvor?
I have already in many ways. Can I have said, just as I'd approached the temple, could I have used my channel divinity emissary of peace to give me a +5 to persuasion checks for the next hour?
Of course. Yeah.
Great. Next 10 minutes, not hour, sorry. Great. Yes, have paid respects to Kellenvor previously. I was wondering if I might speak to your head priest.
I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. He's been summoned to some great meeting down in Neverwinter.
Very well. Throughout this entire conversation, I was trying to sort of keep the head slightly down and not overly like smile or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep the fangs a little hidden for now.
That's fair.
Perhaps a deputy, then?
That would be me.
Wonderful. Do you have anywhere that we may talk?
Yes, we can go to the high priest's office. Please follow me. And he leads you back up the stairs, sort of back into the temple area again, then through another set of stairs that takes you up, another door, that takes you up another set of stairs that leads to a sort of grandiose sort of office area. Lots of books all down one side and some sort of clothing rack with different robes, different Kellenverite robes on the other side with some different prayer beads and prayer items that they would use and stuff, and a desk bangs back in the middle near the window. Yes, please. What can I do for you? How can I help you?
I come on behalf of a friend.
Right.
A friend who I made a promise to before she passed. You see, this temple has been Come the fuck on, Ildra. In the past, this temple has been known to be quite enthusiastic with its purging of the demons that attack in the night. More to the point, the undead.
Yes, we are known to purge undead in the area, yes.
Yes, and in the past that was the holy prerogative of Kalemvor to without discretion. The undead are bad, the undead need stopping.
You are well versed in our Lord's ways, yes?
Ah, yes. So, thus to the point, I have conversed with Kalemvor himself, and he is opening his eyes to newer possibilities, newer forms of life, newer ways of life existing. I myself am not a direct acolyte of Kalemvor. I serve an elven god, Firecloak. May have heard of him. He's on the up and up.
Write that down.
Yes, do write that down. But several years ago, there was an incident with one of your chosen. Do you still have chosen, celestial blessed, those among the temple who are divinely favored? Chosen to lead?
We had a young person leave a while ago. We haven't had anybody since. We've had no need to call anybody else up. But other than that, no. Why?
So, perhaps the same person, perhaps not. I don't know. Does the name Ava Lionsoul?
Yes, Ava. She was last chosen, yes?
Yes. There was an unfortunate... No. Unfortunate does not carry the gravity of the situation. There was a tragic happening where her husband died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. How are they taking it? Are they okay?
How long have you been serving at this temple?
Oh, for a few years now.
Do you remember Ava directly?
In passing, I never really got a chance to speak to her properly, but most of it was dealt with the high priest, and I was more of a... I've only recently ascended to this position. There's been a bit of a kerfuffle going on within the churches of Kalemvor recently, and we found that this position was empty, and I took it. So I was more of until recently, a lower level acolyte, as it were.
We'll come back to that in a moment. Kerfuffle? Could you tell me more?
How much do you know about what's been going on in the city of Neverwinter?
I'll admit I've never been there myself.
Right. Well, the high priest has travelled there. The high priest of Neverwinter has summoned the higher ups of Kalemvor to come to Neverwinter to a meeting of sorts. There was a large, I want to say, outbreak of undead rising within Neverwinter itself. But from what the high priest said before they left, they are not the type of undead that we are used to. The ones that shamble around and, eat brains, or the ones that have no souls and suck the blood from their prey and things. These are people who have come back to life in their bodies, but their bodies are still undead. They are called. Yes. They call
Reborn.
Reborn, yes. And the high priest of Neverwinter has requested a meeting to show that we shouldn't treat them differently. If I'm perfectly
to
honest,
other humans,
to other living creatures, yes, they should be treated equally and not as something different or something to be feared. I'm
delighted to hear this.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's a fantastic move forward. I've always believed that Kellenvor stood for more than what the church was saying, and I feel that this is just what we need to keep going in these hard times.
Sander, I am delighted to hear that this is the case. Do you believe that your high priest, will be enthusiastic to this news?
I hope so. They are very set in their ways, and there's a lot of priests that operated out of this temple that were. There were some that took it as a sport to purge undead. They're no longer here. It seems that a lot of them have left.
Very good.
We don't know why. One of them said something about Kellenvor has changed or something, and they were disgusted by it and they left. But
so there still may be pockets of those who pertain to the old ways out there.
I believe so. Yes. It would make sense. Not everybody likes change. Even if it is for the better.
I'll be honest, I came here with more nerves and anticipating this to go very differently. I am delighted to hear your thoughts on this, and it seems my mission is done.
I mean, please don't. If you feel that you still have something you could give in order to help, then please do continue to spread the word to other temples that you come across.
I intend to.
Brilliant, thank you. Well, I'm glad you came. Can I make you a cup of tea?
Yes, that would be delightful. Thank you. I don't know how much of her story she would want me to tell you, so I shall tell you the briefest parts. Because I think it is important that you know that what the legacy of this temple has done. It is important to know the past in order to change the future. And from the sounds of it, I am given to understand this is not your fault, per se, but now you are in a position of power, to be aware of those that would purge the dead.
The responsibility of my predecessors falls to me to rectify, is basically what you're trying to say.
Yes.
That's understandable.
You said you only knew Ava in passing. Well, her husband, Jeremiah, was also blessed. God blessed in the same way that she was. And they were lauded amongst the temple for great things, so I was led to believe. Unfortunately, Jeremiah passed, except that he didn't. He was one of these reborn that have been appearing more and more. Unfortunately, at the time, the temple did not differentiate. And Ava didn't actually tell me this, but we encountered a creature that meant I experienced it anyway. Watching the love of her life be torn apart. Not by foul creatures with fang and claw and bristles, but by people.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
That incident led Ava on quite a path, she felt it very deeply in her soul, and made choices that perhaps were this incident looked over by Kalemvor with more care, she would not have made. So, we enter where I met her, and she nearly made some choices which would have potentially put the power of many ancient and horrible artifacts under her control for destructive purposes. Fortunately, she found some sort of resolution. We managed to speak to Kalemvor himself, who was persuaded. For despite her rage, she was quite the persuasive person. It may also have helped that I was there. And she will sort of smile for the first time, showing the fangs, as evidence that not all undead. So I wanted to let you know this story just for the purposes of ensuring that you knew the direct actions of this temple in the past nearly led to something quite cataclysmic for your entire faith. Just in case your high priest has any misgivings over the head of Kalemvor's church's decision.
Oh, thank you for your honesty. And he gets up and walks over to you to hand you the tea. And as he hands you the tea, what's your passive perception?
19.
19. So as he hands you the tea, you can see just underneath his robes, there's a very faint light that's glowing. And you can see just the faintest bit of a bracelet sort of being covered by the cuff of his robes. And you can see that it looks like it's slightly searing his flesh a little bit, but not to the point where it's overly painful. But puts that in front, hands you the tea and sort of moves away and goes back.
I have a passive insight of 19 as well. Is he reborn himself?
He's not reborn himself, no. But I think with your background with the Gravemakers, what he's wearing is an undead detection bracelet. So he knew you were an undead as soon as you walked in, and with having such a massive passive insight, not fazed by it at all. There's no look at you or anything like that. He just seems generally happy that he's having a conversation with a person.
Mm-hmm.
And as he goes to walk back, you just watch as he goes, oh, and he stumbles forward and falls onto one knee. Oh,
Sander.
Oh, ow. Oh, that was weird. I don't know. That was a really strange feeling. It's like a rug got pulled out from under me, and he looks down to make sure that the rug's not been moved. That was such a strange feel. I feel really strange. I feel really disconnected from something, and I don't know what. Oh. And he moves to the chair and sort of to where the high priest would normally sit, which he's not been anywhere near that chair, but it's one of the only chairs in the place, and he sort of sits into it. It's like, oh, I don't feel very well. I'm
gonna cast guidance on him, just to while I try and have a little closer look. I'm assuming Nat has made an assumption, but Ildra is not the brightest. I tell you what, I'm gonna just ping a divine sense just to make sure there's no celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
You can't sense anything, though.
Great. Okay, so when Ildra was turned to a Dhampir, she sort of severed her connection to Corellin herself.
Yeah.
In that she made big assumptions about Corellin, god of light and good and all of that kind of stuff, would detest the thing that she had become. So it wasn't a feeling of being like, she didn't feel any specific, I have been cut off from my god, stabby pains, or anything like that. But it was more of a sort of a longer, lower feeling of loss and grief. But when she connected with Firecloak, then there would have been that spark of something. Would it be reasonable to intuit that the way he's describing stuff, there isn't, if I was to do a quick sort of medicinal look over him, there's nothing physically wrong with him, but there's something spiritually wrong with him?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely roll me religion. I'd say a religion check or an arcana check, maybe.
I'll go with religion.
That's fine.
Not great, 12.
12. I mean, it's pretty much painted on the walls here. You don't need to roll a medicine check. There's nothing physically wrong with him. He is elderly, but it doesn't look like, from the way that he's been moving around, yes, he might be a little bit weaker in the arms, but he's not frail, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. This feels similar to, as you just described with you severing your connection, but it's different in the sense that it looks like the connection has been severed for him.
Mm.
It doesn't...
Sorry, steady yourself. Here, we'll make sure that he's got some tea.
Thank you. Picks some clumps up, like just puts his hand on the sugar cubes and just picks a load up and just puts them all straight in and stirs it. Oh, that's way too sweet. I need it though. And begins drinking it, and you listen and watch as the door to the office opens and another Kellenverite walks in. Xantor, I don't know what's going on, but a lot of the priests have fallen over, and a lot of the people are trying to help us get up, but it's a very strange... We feel weird. I know, I don't quite know what's happened.
Okay. I would like to... have you... we'll just turn to this new person. Have you double-checked... I mean, assuming this place is quite large, so my divine sense picked up stuff in 60 feet, but this compound is bigger than that, I'm assuming?
A lot bigger, yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming you've checked the perimeter. Is anything approaching?
There's nothing approaching. We have wards around the place for if anything was to attack within the grounds, and we have detection devices for certain creatures entering into the grounds and things like that. We've not had anything.
Do you have any way of messaging your high priest?
I can certainly try. And you watch as Xantor says this. I can certainly try, and you sending. I kind of see as you think the words in your head, and then it gets sent. So he does that.
It does technically have a verbal component, so you aren't supposed to say it out loud.
He said, High Priest. I'm not going to do all of the words, but he basically says, High Priest, there's something strange is happening at the temple. How are things down in Neverwinter? Is the general gist of what he says. And as he says that, nothing happened. I tried to manifest a spell and it didn't even manifest. Oh, this is very disconcerting.
Your high priest is dead.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
What? 18?
18. You feel something in the back of your mind. Like is it, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. And I say this a lot in streams. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. But have you ever been, flicked really, really hard in the ear and it just catches your earlobe? Have you ever had that?
No. I have had moments where it feels like someone's flicked my brain and I've gone dizzy for a second.
That is what you get. But it's not like a quite moment. It's like it's happened in like the smallest corner of your brain. Like a connection you thought might have been completely lost has now been completely severed.
Does it feel moony or fiery?
Feels moony.
Corellin. Something terrible has happened. Please, excuse me.
Yes.
Do you have a quiet corner?
Yes, we have prayer chambers for the priests just down the hall and on the left.
I would like to cast commune.
You go to that room to cast commune?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
Okay,
find
so-
a quiet room, and as she's done before, Ildrathni lays her hammer down on the ground, and she has some tiny little bits of metallic shrapnel that she lays on the hammer, and as she focuses and sort of meditates and goes inward, the little bits of metal sort of I can't remember the name of it, but basically they melt, so they're sort of the most purest spheres because they are liquid hot metal, just kind of slowly spinning around above the hammer in a sort of a hypnotic pattern. As I try and contact Firecloak to see what's going on.
Yeah. As you make your way towards the communion room, you can see a few of the other priests are around there, sort of helping each other out because this is all behind the scenes, not to the public eye sort of stuff, leading each other into rooms. As you enter into the communion room, there is no, or the prayer room, should I say, there is nobody in here at the minute. It looks like a few candles have been knocked over, and there are some cloaks and things like people had been praying in here, but whatever has happened has caused them to leave. Set your hammer up and shut the doors, set the hammer up, and begin to start your communion. And that's when you feel this really intense heat pulling within your heart, and you begin to hear the sounds of like music, dun, 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 sort of pumping around your ears. And it makes you sort of cock your eyebrow a bit, like, is Firecloak having a party somewhere? What's going on? And as you open your eyes, you can see that you are in a very familiar place for you. You're in a concert hall in Baldur's Gate. And you can see that there is a performance happening on the stage. And there are people who are... It's more of a sort of operatic performance. So there's not like people are going, yeah, doosh, 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 and raving sort of thing. But people are sort of sat down, and some people have got like the little eyeglass things that they're looking through and watching, and people wearing fancy clothing and all of that. And you are there in sort of almost like that first description that you gave of us, where you have that longer hair and that more lifelike look to you. What sort of clothing would you be wearing? Or would you go to a concert in full plate armor with your
ridiculous. Hammer? No, not at all.
Some adventurers do.
This is off-duty Ildra.
Yeah.
So it would be, I'm imagining, so having the Forged Cleric aspects, because even before she was, but even before she worshipped Firecloak, she was still a blacksmith. And one of Corellin's sort of realms is sort of the god of creation and craft. So it's still kind of relevant. So amongst smithing weapons for the Gravemakers, she did make sort of fine metalwork pieces. So what I'm actually imagining is something similar to, in Revenge of the Sith, when Padme is wearing that gown, when she gets married, she's got that gown that sort of like starts with a big metal collar, and then there's lots of sort of drapey silks that come out of it. Yeah. So I'm imagining that, but in the sort of like silvery, whitey, bluey kind of colours of Corellin, and there's a similar sort of elven. It's not like a full-on like bridal tiara type thing, but it's a little sort of headpiece that sort of goes into the hair. That's been sort of pulled up, half up, and then the rest trails down. Like it's opera. You've got to be formal, and you know it's in Baldur's Gate, so she's not necessarily one of the patriarchs, but her parents had the money to be. So,
and stood next to you, or sort of sat down next to you. You as you've come into this sort of vision, you're stood up and sat next to you. You can see the orcish gentleman that we saw before, wearing a very finely tailored suit. Looks like it's a bit too tight. If he was to flex, it might rip in places. But he's sort of like trying to be really dainty with it, and he's clapping along as if he's enjoying it, but he really isn't. Is Unanash one of your friends? They've
told him multiple times that he can just buy the next size up, and they would be like Ildra would be able to help him adapt it. If that was the biggest size, Ildra would be able to help him size it up and adapt it.
He's always insistent that he can fit in it, though, and it's perfectly fine. He's okay. He sat down, and it's the shirt, because he's got a little bit of a pot belly. The shirt is pulling just a little bit. It looks like the buttons are doing that Captain America thing where they're trying to hold the shirt shut. And as he sat down, and Illy, do you mind going and grabbing us some drinks, being you're stood up?
How many times have I told you not to call me that? Please, Ildra.
I know, but I'm sorry. You know, you know that we all like to give each other nicknames and things.
I call you Unash because that is your name.
You can call me Uni if you want.
Unash is a perfectly good name, and you don't need infantilizing by putting an I at the end of it.
Oh, okay. If you wouldn't, but then you want me to call you Ildra, but that your full name is Ildrathni. Shall I just call you?
Which is a mouthful, I will grant you. So Ildra is an acceptable shorter version.
Okay. Well, would you mind grabbing some drinks? I'm just afraid that if I get back up, I'm not going to be able to sit back down without ripping my shirt open. It still fits me, though. I will not hear words otherwise.
Very well, but if the queue is long, I'm coming back because I shan't miss the third aria.
Well, it's good. They're doing some sort of performance before they sing again anyway, so, yeah.
Some sort of performance? Unash...
I like the singing bit. The rest of it is nonsense to me.
These people are the masters of their craft.
There's an elven gentleman who sat next to him and he goes, scoffs at him as he says
We'll just sort of lean over. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. You can move your way to go get some drinks, and in order to go get drinks, you have to kind of leave the stage area a little bit. You have to go underneath some of the seatings to enter into the bar area. And there are plenty of people who are sitting around here. Looks to be quite busy. As you get up to the bar, though, there is a barman behind it, a human gentleman who is sort of mixing some drinks up, and he's making an order at the moment. And as he's doing that, and you're stood there ready to make your order, you feel a presence next to you. Hello there. May I buy you a drink?
Oh, very kind. I've got this one in hand, though. Thank you very much.
Oh, I don't mind. Could I pay for this one, please? You can turn and you can see a rather finely dressed gentleman with their hair is sort of looks to be sort of shoulder length. It could be shoulder length. It could be longer. You're not 100% sure because it's sort of tied up into a sort of rather neat bun up at the top. Very clearly elven in descent. And yes, I'd pay for that.
You're paying for my friends as well, I'm afraid, if that's the case.
I don't mind. That seems perfectly reasonable. It's just nice to just see you. It looks a bit flustered talking to you. It's just nice to when you get to see someone and you want to make a kind gesture sort of thing. So I thought I'd offer to buy you a drink? Sorry, I apologize. I've not introduced myself.
No, you haven't.
Sorry, my name is Manzorius. What was your name?
Ildrathni.
Ildrathni. That's a lovely name. But yes, and hands some coin over to the bartender, who takes it. Where are you seated?
Fourth row from the front, a little left of centre. How about you?
I am sort of third row from on the right. So I'm not quite as close as where you are, but still a pretty good show. What do you think of the music so far?
It's charming. It has certainly some interesting experimentation in the structure. It's no Stradivarius, though.
Oh no, Stradivarius, really good at their work. Yes, definitely.
Oh, you know him?
Yes. Not personally, no, but I am fascinated with the way that he applied the beats to his songs, and the way that they've been sort of written, and they
fascinating lyrics as well, sort of tapping
definitely
into something primal, but no language I've ever heard of.
Yes, it's like it's a language all of its own, and it's just absolutely fascinating. I can't get enough of it.
Did you hear him when he toured down here, or did you travel to Waterdeep?
I travelled to Waterdeep actually to go and see him. Unfortunately, his show got cancelled when I got there, so I didn't actually get to watch him perform properly. But
oh no, I did hear about that. Yeah, something. No, I'd seen a concert of his a few years ago, sort of in his in full swing after his graduation. But no, I did hear that one of his concerts had gone somewhat disastrously.
I heard that as well. I heard that they had to refund a lot of the tickets for it. That wasn't the show that I was going to. There was another performance he was doing in Waterdeep that I was booked to go and see, but because of the prior incident, his other shows got cancelled.
Well, aren't we blessed to have heard him at all?
Yes, definitely. Yes, fantastic. Absolutely. I'm really glad I got to meet you. Please, could I meet you here again at the next interval? Maybe buy you another drink? Would that be okay?
Well, I think the next round should be on me, surely.
If you're sure. I mean, I don't mind purchasing it.
Well, do you have money to throw around, do you?
No. Well, I have money, and I like to... No, because...
Maybe I'll see you at the next interval.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get at.
I'll just walk away.
And as you walk away, he purchases a drink, and then you can sort of see, because you're still Ildra, you still have a massive perception. You just see him as he sort of walks back, and you can sort of spot him go to his seat, and he sits down and he takes a sip of it. He seems to be sitting on his own.
I think what's happened, I just wanted to flash back. I think as Ildra approached the bar, before Manzorius approached her, would have, when ordering, had turned to the bartender and said, Firecloak, something is wrong with the Seldarine. And then sort of looked confused and sort of like a thought wafted away. Oh, sorry, I don't know what that was about. Red, please, your finest vintage. And then sort of the rest of the scene had kind of washed over, and then as she's taken the drinks back for herself and Unash, it's just sort of looking at everyone in the theatre like, I'm missing something. And we'll just head back in. Give Unash the wine.
Oh, thank you. Starts drinking it. They're just about to start performing again if you want to listen.
Yes, that is the point of a concert, Unash.
Is it? I'm still getting used to these things. I'm used to, bare knuckle fighting in pits and things, but, since we've been friends...
You were the one that said you wanted to come for some culture.
I know, and this is still all new to me, and the singing starts, the sort of lights dim a bit, and the singing starts, it highlights on the stage. And as the performance happens, with that massive perception that you have, you could glance over every now and then to the third row on the right, and you can see the gentleman, Manzorius, is sat there. Every now and then he does glance up towards roughly where your seating arrangement is, and at one point you could have sworn that the pair of you locked eyes with each other.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, definitely. And as the performance happens, you begin to feel this like heat intensify within your core, and you watch as the opera singer is there performing what would be considered like the chorus of the song, and you watch as this sort of circle of flame begins to circle around them and begins to funnel up around their bodies. They're still singing away. The audience doesn't seem to be reacting to it, but this funnel of fire has just encompassed their entire body, forming a shape of a person around them before it glitters out, and everything around you went sort of like red and orange colours, but nobody seems to have been fazed by this at all.
At this point, I guess no, that's Nat making assumptions. We'll just sort of glance around and see everyone else's non-reaction, sort of clap along at a delightful stage effect that is happening.
You're the only person clapping.
Okay. Oh,
Are you okay? What's going on? They're not
very
finished the
moved.
song
Very moved by that passage.
yet. Oh, okay. And everybody else is looking at you like, what?
Sorry. I don't have anything like. I'm going to detect magic. I'm going to detect magic about it.
Yeah, you can detect magic about it. Ildrathni doesn't. This is going to be a weird way of saying it. Ildrathni doesn't sense any magic anywhere near. But Ildra, sort of separating memory state to dream state, sort of here.
Which one's which?
Yeah, Ildrathni is the person who's in this time period. You know, is the gravekeeper you, the gravemaker you. Sorry.
Sure.
And then Ildra is your present.
Present. Sure.
Ildra can sense magic, and it's like a firestorm. It is sort of around you, like there's something trying to push through this vision that you're having, or this memory that you're experiencing. It's getting through in places. Now that you've cast detect magic, you can start to see little bits of fire begin to appear on the walls and then disappear. Some people sort of get like fire features on their faces before it disappears. Again, completely unfazed by what's happening around them. The only person that doesn't seem to be affected by any sort of fire pulling on them is Manzorius, who you can see down in the corner. Ildrathni has no idea about this person, but Ildra, you know that this person's like a key person to your memory, so they seem to be protected from any fire sort of going on to them. The song finishes and the next interval happens.
Let me get another round.
Yeah, I really need to go to the toilet, so I'm going to go do that. I'm going to see if I can hopefully hopefully that will let some of this go down. But yeah, do you want me to pay for these drinks, or?
I've got it, thank you.
All right, okay. I was hoping she'd say that. And disappears, gets up and disappears down to go to the toilet. A few other people get up as well. This is like a proper interval this time.
Mm-hmm.
And you make your way back to the bar area. It's a lot busier because people are now ordering little bits of food and some more drinks for them to take back into the sort of auditorium area. And it's like one of those...
These are the kind of people that would buy popcorn and rustly packets of sweets to eat at the theatre when it's a serious play.
Oh no, these are actually dignified people, and there's not so much popcorn. It's more they're eating the food in the bar area, but it's the drinks and things that they take through. But we have that whole slow motion moment of where there's loads of people in the crowd, and you'll just have glancing around, and as the crowd splits, you watch as the elven gentleman sort of appears into view, and he looks up to you in a really slow motion way, and he just smiles at you. You do the whole rom-com thing.
Does he do a thumbs up, Josh?
He doesn't do a thumbs up. That's Josh
I was
doing
going to say,
that.
that's no.
Josh doesn't know how that sort of thing works.
No.
It's as if he sort of glides over to you and he just appears. It doesn't just appear, you see him, but it feels like he's just glided over to you. And he's like, fancy seeing you here. Oh, would you like another drink?
We did arrange to meet here.
I know, I'm just really bad at icebreakers. Would you like another drink?
I believe this round's on me. What would you like?
I would love to have any names. Neverwinter, not Neverwinter. He names a famous Waterdeep wine.
The Waterdavian White.
There we go. Oh, yes. Sounds brilliant, thank you. Now, do they have it in red by chance?
To the bartender?
Oh, yep. Pours out a red one. There you go. I do prefer the red. The more sort of bittery, grapey taste of the red tastes a bit better.
Fuller body.
Fuller body, that's the word I'm looking for. Josh doesn't know wine at all.
I don't really either. You do the sommelier courses where people say all sorts of things and you're like, yes.
Yes, I agree.
Notes of wood and fruit.
Yes, why is there wood in my drink?
So piquant.
I don't know. But yeah, and this particular interval takes, this is like one of those longer ones where it's more of a 30 to 45 minute interval while they move some things around on the stage so the performers can have a bit more of a break, go over lines and all that sort of stuff. So
why are they going over lines on the day of the show, Josh? Who are these performers and why are they're not professional? They've not been hired.
I'm just going from experience.
What experience? What shows have you been to?
Not
they needed to
big,
take a half an hour break in the middle to learn that line.
Shows, but I've been to a show in London where there was a 15-minute break, to be fair, but there was a break in the middle. There's big set pieces that need to be moved for this one.
Show has a 15-minute break. Outrage.
I know, right? I've made it 45 minutes. Fantasy in it. Magic?
Anyway, it's fine.
Can I play with magic? Magic.
Sure. Oh, so they've got magic, so they can do things more easily, but they need longer.
Yes.
You could just get away with saying it's because it's a fancy patriarch audience. They all want to have the time to mingle and socialize and be seen being fabulous in the middle.
That makes more sense. Let's do that.
Learn their lines, honestly.
Yeah, there we go.
Fire all these actors.
That's what we're doing. Firing the actors. Also, wanted to give you time to flirt with Manzorius.
Sure, that's the performers specifically were like, oh, we got to give this a longer break.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with other reasons, but this didn't work. But yeah, 45-minute break. The pair of you are able to maybe speak about your... would you call it love or would you call it respect, admiration for Heimlich and for other...
Admiration of the craft.
There we go. Admiration of the craft for them and for other musical performers, and sort of conversation sort of drifts away from music a little bit and goes into... there's mentions of like artwork and things, and Manzorius mentions how there's a gallery that he likes to visit where they show some really exquisite pieces, and asks if there's any that if you'd been there and if there was any like other places, other cities or anything that you'd been to and you'd seen any sort of unique arts or anything there, because he's intrigued by it. He's well traveled, but he hasn't had many opportunities. Like, he's not been to Neverwinter as an example. Not since before the Ruination anyway. So he's not been there since the rebuild and all that, so he doesn't know what sort of situations it's in, what part of the sort of architecture and art is still there. And it's basically just, you both have a really lovely conversation for 45 minutes, because I think it would be a bit weird if we just sort of sat here and flirted with each other in character for like... I'll
tell you the things that Ildra brings up is that talking about the music and the composition and the soloists and that kind of thing, she will bring up that when she was younger, they went to sort of like the Baldur's Gate equivalent of like a finishing school.
Yes.
Where they sang in the choir. So we'll have brought up the fact that they sing as well. And then when it's moved on to... And would have asked Manzorius if he sang.
I'm sorry, got his voice wrong for a second then. Not for a very long time.
Oh, but you have.
I've been known to dabble, yes, but not in any sort of official capacity, more of a passing interest.
A warble in the bathtub.
I like that, yes.
And then when the topic of sort of the museums and other arts came up, I think at some point it probably would have, Ildra would have been enthusiastic and goes to art galleries and would have started speaking about their craft as well, and sort of got into the fact that they make, they're blacksmith by trade, but also work slightly more divine inspired pieces and little trinkets here and there. If pushed, wouldn't have been like, I made this, but like if inquired, would have confessed that, yeah, they made the sort of the intricate headpiece that they were wearing.
Oh, I really like that. I wonder if my daughter would like something like that, but not 100% sure. But I mean, I'd definitely I'd like to see some more of your
You
work.
have a daughter?
I do, yes.
How old is she?
Old enough to have left home, I'm afraid.
You're afraid?
I'm afraid, yes. It's hard to watch them grow up and then be there throughout their lives, and then they leave and you don't see them as often anymore. Not through anything malice or anything like that, but more, they get busy with their own lives, and what they choose to do might take them further away from home than you might expect, and you might not see them for year on year when you're used to seeing them every single day. And it's just, I still haven't come to terms with how much I miss them, is what I'm trying to say. So I'd like to see some more of your works if you're up for it. I'd like to make a gift for when I do see them again.
Well, yes, absolutely. You can commission something. Here. Here's my card.
Oh, thank you very much. And as he takes the card off of you, you feel a noise within your... you feel the noise. You feel a boom within your chest, and almost like something is trying to burn its way out from your inner core, and it makes you feel really uncomfortable. And he looks to you. Is everything okay?
Yes. Sorry, bear with me. I'll be right back. I just need some fresh air.
And as you go to take a step, you just feel that noise. I keep saying it's a noise, but you just feel that feeling again, and you just go really lightheaded, and you just collapse. You go to fall onto the floor, and everything blacks out for you. And as you open your eyes, for Ildra present, that you feel that feeling for Ildrathni, the dream version. It's as if no time has passed whatsoever. Well, time has passed. A couple of months maybe have passed. You're in a different sort of area, and you have... It's at this point in your life where you've been seeing Manzorius on and off for the past 6 months. He's taken you to a couple of art shows. You've taken him to some other concerts. You've sort of been seeing each other maybe sort of dating, you're not 100% sure. There's not been any sort of physical interaction.
I believe the kids these days call it a situationship.
Really? Okay. A situationship. That's what we're calling it now. But yeah, you've got one of those going on. There's no sort of physicalness between the two of you, but he really enjoys spending time with you and enjoys your company. There's been a couple of times where he's described some of the pieces he has at home, art pieces and sort of musical trinkets and things that he's gathered over the years. And
there definitely would have been a little hesitation at first.
Yeah.
Because he'd mentioned his daughter, but there's been no word of a mother. So Ildra would have been a little would have sort of stepped back a little bit to try and ascertain, is there a mother? And he's just what's the deal there? Is there a partner? What is their deal if that's the case?
Yeah, and he would have been very open with you about it when you brought up, when things began to get a bit more friendly between the two of you, and you would have mentioned it. He would have been open with you and said that, jokingly, he would have said, of course there is a mother, as sort of like a joke, but she's not in the picture. They haven't been together for a long time. So he's basically single parent sort of thing, but both of his children have left home now anyway. His eldest son sort of sometimes stops by the house. Eldest child, sorry, sort of floats around, is around in Baldur's Gate more than what the daughter is. So so that's sort of develops as the 6 months go, but he's always insistent that you, even though he's said about the things he's got in his house, he's always insistent that you don't come to the house. So you mention it, he's like, oh no, it's fine. There's a traveling art group that's going to be coming through in the next couple of days. Would you like to go see them?
I would be delighted. Although, if I've not seen the artwork that you already have, how am I to know what to secretly buy you to complement it?
That's a very good point. But you can never have more of a good thing, can you? If I end up having something more, if I end up having more of one thing than what I already have, then
and so that sounds like a challenge to buy the most awful thing I can find.
I don't think you could do that.
Challenge accepted.
I will hold you to it. He sort of nods. I will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And he heads off to his home. You know where he lives. You've sort of taken it in turns of him walking you home, you walking him home, sort of thing.
All sorts of nasties in the streets of Baldur's Gate at night. Have to be vigilant.
Yes, definitely do. He enters into his home, and you can go back to yours if you want to.
Yeah. I'll head back.
You head back. So yeah, you go back to yours. I should say, all of your meetups that you've had and all of your goings out that you've done have been at night. Yeah.
I mean, that's a standard date procedure. Who meets for a date during the day? Outrageous.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it's like an afternoon tea type thing, but that's like when you're in an actual relationship sort of thing, not when you're still dating, or at least, I don't know if that's how it is these days. I don't know how it works anymore.
I mean, there's no need to go see the sights of the city because it's Baldur's Gate. And if you've lived there a very long time, you don't go and do sightseeing in the city that you live in.
No, definitely not. And I mean, it takes some people years to actually get to Baldur's Gate. You know, some people end up sticking around where the Druid's Grove is for God knows how long. Yeah. Anyway, enough about me.
Ildra has never been to the Druid's Grove.
No. Okay. Ildra and Cork. And anyway, meeting would be fun. That evening, you get a bit restless. maybe you're not sure what it is. Even present Ildra is a bit unsure how this all came about, but there's something about what Manzorius has said about you not coming to his place that doesn't sit quite right with you. Not in a suspicious sort of way or anything like that, but it's from the conversations that you've had with him, through whether it be about his former partner, his children's mother, or about either of his children, there's a sense that he wants you to meet them, but there's also a sense that he feels a sort of disconnect from their parent. But he's never invited you round to meet them, or at least meet their eldest child, who is around Baldur's Gate a lot more and would be more easier to sort of bump into. But that's never happened. And all of these things that they've got in the house that he's not bragged about, but sort of spoken about with such affection for, like, the beauty of the pieces that he has. But again, he's still not invited you to come and have a look at them, even though you two share such a strong connection. It just feels slightly off to you. And on this particular evening, after you've parted ways, you are a bit bored.
Well, why not? Worth a try. This is after we'd already parted ways. This is not another night. We've already been on a date.
We've already been on a date. He's already gone back to his place. You've gone back to yours. He said that he'll see you on the next day, on the next evening, to go to this travelling sort of art show that's coming into the city.
Why not? We'll sort of reapply a bit of perfume and head on out.
Yeah, you head on out, easily make your way there. Don't really see anybody in the streets because it's a bit later at night now. Getting closer to the sort of midnight mark. And as you get there, make your way through the gates, walk up to the door, knock on the door. The door open. You hear a voice behind the door. Hello?
It's me.
There's a pause for a moment, and then you hear bear with me. And a few more moments pass, and the door opens, and Manzorius is stood there. It's a pleasure to see you. Please, do come in.
I know we said that we'd meet again tomorrow evening, but you know what I thought? We've been seeing each other out and about for 6 months or so now, and well, I know we live long lives as elves, but there's only a certain amount of taking it slow.
Oh, I mean, come in. Sort of gestures for you to come in a little bit. You walk in. He leads you through to a sort of living area, front room sort of area, where there's some sofas and things, because fuck it, there's sofas in Baldur's Gate, that you can sit at. And would you care for a drink?
My usual.
Walks over and
You don't mind. You don't mind, do you? I know that you said... I know that you said goodbye and we'd see each other tomorrow, but you didn't mind that I came over.
No. He pours a drink. No, I don't mind. I don't mind. It's something that I've been thinking of for quite a while, actually. I was just unsure on how to approach the subject. And he walks over and he places the drink down next to you and sort of walks around the little coffee table and sits next to you and takes a little drink of his drink and puts it down. But yes, I was wondering when you were going to come over.
I was waiting for you to invite me, but you seem to have been very flustered by the situation.
Oh, well, I apologise for seeming so flustered over it. I don't know what came over me, if I'm perfectly honest.
So these are the artworks that you've been keeping hidden from me?
Ah, they are, and you can see dotted around and sort of like really high points around the room. There are various different pieces of artwork and sculptures and things that are quite high up. There's some really nice, elegant ones that are a bit lower down, like above the fireplace. What did I say?
Elegant.
What did I say?
You said elegant.
Did I? What was I meant to say?
Elegant?
That one. Words. Hard. Yes, over there. You can see nice looking picture. Picture frame, good, nice. Looks nice and silvery.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty picture. You can see that there. And you can see the flames licking up, and it's like, oh yes, beautiful masterpieces, absolutely exquisite. Takes another sip of his drink. Right. Wow.
Ildra will have gone up to sort of inspect some of the. After prodding him about being flustered, will have got up to look at the artworks and will have been drinking as well.
Oddly enough, the drink doesn't match your usual.
What's wrong with it?
It's just not your usual drink.
Is it still wine though, Josh?
It's still wine,
okay.
But it's not. It's a different make to the one that the two of you normally share, which is that water deep red one.
None of the vintage Waterdavian left.
No, that's all down in the cellar. This is what I had up here at the moment. I apologise. I will go get one in a little bit. And as you're walking around and sort of looking at some of the items on the mantelpiece, he's like right up behind you, like pretty much breathing down your neck, and you're in a very sort of intimate sort of position when the door opens to the room and in steps Manzorius.
Wait.
What's going on here? And then you just feel around your throat, and then an intense pain around your neck, and then everything blacks out. And at that point, where we discover how Ildrathni became a Dampier, we are going to go for a quick break. I apologise that it ran over a little bit, but we just wanted to explore that little bit of traumatic history for Ildrathni.
Love that.
Yes. But we are going to come back in a moment to find out what is going on with Firecloak and why this commune has not kind of gone the way Ildrathni thought it might. So see you in a bit.
Yeah, that's also quite important. Yeah.
It's quite important. Bye. Hello, everybody. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back, everybody. We have had our short rest. We have pulled funny faces. We have learnt of how Ildrathni died. And we are now back for the second half of our adventure. As I said, the first half was very much Ildrathni going to the temple of Ava's temple of Kelemvor to speak to the priests there about the fact that conscious undead are not evil, and that Kelemvor's like, good, be good, be better now, sort of thing.
Or is like that meme of the guy by the computer being like, yes.
Yeah, I approve of this message. There we go, thumbs up. But yeah, we got the thumbs up from Kelemvor. There we go. And there was a strange disconnecting feeling that one of the priests that Ildrathni spoke to had, and then Ildrathni also felt a similar sort of disconnect, but more from the moon than from the flame. Ildrathni decided to go and try to communicate with Firecloak and was pulled into another memory, a memory where she met Manzorius, Silver's father, for anybody who hadn't connected those dots. And we witnessed Manzorius killing Ildrafni while Manzorius was watching?
Not like willingly watching.
No, he walked into the room and then neck was snapped.
Yeah.
And we come back in as that vision sort of jolts you out of your commune, and you are back in the Temple of Kellenvor. Weapon in front of you. Everything is deathly silent around you.
Firecloak. We'll sort of stare at the little beads of metal. Have they just dropped onto the hammer, or are they still spinning?
They seem to be suspended above the hammer still, but there's no movement to them.
I can't. I think with everything from the vision as well, and also suddenly this not being able to commune with this big, dumb, big-hearted doofus of a god. I think she is just sort of in shock and silently crying at the moment, just trying to figure out what's going on. Because this is the first time that she's ever cast this spell and it's not worked. Other than, I mean, she didn't try in Mithranor because she was explicitly told there was a barrier there.
As you begin crying, you can feel that intense heat that you had in the vision before, in the memory, is still there within the center of your chest. And as you begin crying, you can feel the tears to sort of descend down and then sort of flitter out as your cheeks are really warm. They're evaporating while you're crying. And there's this build-up of intense heat that's beginning to hurt you.
Well, that shouldn't happen. I need to leave. I need to get out. We'll pull the shrapnel back into a little pouch, grab the hammer.
You go to touch it, and it doesn't move. You go to grab the hammer doesn't lift up.
Excuse me?
You are not worthy. Sorry, I had to make that joke.
I mean, it's literally Mjolnir. I can throw it in and it explodes.
Yeah.
Well, I am very strong. I pull at the hammer again. Behave.
Nothing happens.
Can I try to intimidate my hammer?
You can try and roll an intimidation check against your hammer.
Can I intimidate with strength rather than charisma?
Yeah, go for
it. Great. 11. That'll serve me right.
Wow. Nope, still doesn't move.
Will just to double check, is there like a table in here?
Yes, table in here, yeah.
Can I lift the table?
Walk over to the table and go to lift it. Doesn't lift. I will say though that because your passive perception is so high, there are candles on the table that are lit, but the flames are not flickering. Flames are active. They are alight, but the flame isn't moving. It is still.
Time has stopped. Oh, actually, I've just for some reason I've just checked. I thought there was something weird about my stats. For some reason, my belt of fire giant strength had unattuned. So I was like looking at my strength. I was like, my strength is not 15. How dare? That athletics check actually would have been a plus 12. I can't actually roll an 11, so it would have been what did I 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It would have been a 16, 17. Wait, yes, 16.
I don't know what you rolled on the dice, so yes.
I think it was a 4. So, but I'm assuming, based off what you just said, that it still would not lift.
No, unfortunately not.
No. Okay, time has stopped. You said the present day Ildra could detect magic.
Yes.
Is that still going? What kind of magic did I detect?
The type of magic now that because that spell's still going, because it hasn't been 10 minutes.
It might have. Are they both concentration. Commune is a ritual, not concentration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because commune normally happens sort of like straight away, sort of thing.
Minute.
Well, to cast.
Yeah, but that was beforehand. I was in the
vision, yeah.
Before I cast detect magic.
You've still got the detect magic going at the minute, then, and you don't feel any magic around you. It feels like you're just in the Temple of Kellenmore, but everything's frozen around you.
Did the table lift? Sorry, I mentioned going to the table and then I got distracted by the numbers. If I try and lift the table, does the table not lift?
Nope.
Step outside, try and find Sander or anyone else.
As soon as you step outside, you can see that there are people in the hallway that aren't moving, but are sort of stuck, frozen in motion, as if they've been walking towards their chambers or making their way down the stairs. They're just frozen in place. Everything is deathly silent around you.
Really wish I had a hammer in my hand for this. All right. I know you couldn't answer me, but I know you're still there. I know you're still there. We'll start walking around. Basically, we'll check in on Sander to make sure that he's okay. And then we'll start walking the grounds to see if I can see if anything is moving.
You go back into the High Priest's office where you'd seen Xander before, and you can see him crouched over the teapot that he'd made the tea in. And if you were to get close enough to him, you can see that he's pouring himself a cup of tea, but there's tears running down his face, but they've just frozen in place. There's another priest in here, the one who'd opened the door previously, who looks like they're in the middle of saying something to Xander when this had all happened.
All right. Am I still feeling like I'm burning up?
You feel like you're burning up. It feels like it's getting to that sort of degree where you feel like you need to start ripping things off. It's getting hard in here, sort of thing, vibe. You feel like you need to start ripping clothes off.
Okay. We'll keep. We'll start trying to head out of the temple, far away from other people as possible. As I'm going, I'm gonna try and cast. What's gonna help here? Because I'm not getting like panicky, so calm emotions is not gonna help. I'm all about heating things up rather than cooling things down. What does that do? No, that's going to do damage to the undead. That's not helpful here. I'm going to cast Death Ward on myself.
You can cast Death Ward on yourself.
And actually, before I do that, because I want to see if time has stopped for everyone apart from me, before I do that, as I'm running, I will grab... So before I had the little beads of metal, did they not move off the hammer? I went to grab them. Did they not move either?
No, they were locked in place.
But my armor is still moving, and my bag that was on my back is still moving.
Yeah, it seems anything that you were holding on to or is on you, because you put your hammer down but were praying over it, sort of thing. So it wasn't on you, as it were.
Yeah, sure.
Has locked in place, but everything else seems to be, or everything on you seems to be functioning. If you were to look in your bag, maybe some of that stuff might be frozen in time as well.
I've got a little emblem of fire cloak in there. Can I pull that out?
Yeah, you can pull that out. It's in your hand.
I'm going to cast light on it and see if light works.
As you cast light, it lights up like it normally would, but then begins to slowly dim to barely a wisp. And when you cast Death Ward on yourself, it felt odd, like it was weakened in some way.
All right. I get at the moment we'll just still stagger out of the temple and towards sort of away from other people. If there's a big open space in the temple grounds, then we'll kind of try and be in that space in case I explode, which feels like that's what's going to happen right now, I guess. Oh boy, you know what I did have prepared the previous time I played Eldrathni was like word of recall or something, which was just you teleport back to a previously designated safe space. I took that off for today. I can't banish myself.
Reload save. Reload save. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Sure. Non-nat 20.
Okay. You feel the urge to take this armor off again. You can feel a burning sensation sort of covering over your body. In fact, bear with me in a memento. You take 10 points of fire damage, which you half because Forge Cleric, you have resistance to it. You don't feel your attunement to your weapon, though. You feel like you need to take this armor off, and it's just instinctively begin pulling at it. And do you have any sort of like flesh that's skin that's sort of visible when you're in full plate armor, or is everything covered?
I'm in the face.
What about arms or anything?
No, not really. They've got. Do they have gauntlets on? They have gauntlets on that would be because you need grip for the hammer. So, yeah, generally it's quite all covered up. Not through sort of prudishness or anything like that. It's just practicality of being well armed and well armored.
Instinctively, because gauntlets would be separate to the rest of your armor.
Gauntlets off first, though.
You pull the gauntlets off and throw them to the ground, and steam is pooling off of your skin. But you can also see, looking at your hands, there are red veins, like lava, pooling down your hands, going towards the end of your fingertips.
Is there a pond? Is there water nearby?
There's a pool where they would sort of baptize people or put holy water in or something that you could probably jump into.
Yeah, sure.
Dampier jumping into holy water, good idea? Nah, Dampiers are fine. It's full vampires that don't like that.
I'm not allergic to my own radiant magic.
It's true.
Will sort of run towards the pool and just sort of, Kalenvor, forgive this transgression, and will throw themselves into the pool.
You throw yourself into the pool and there's like a billow of steam that comes out. The water seems to be sort of, it felt almost like you'd jumped in onto concrete, but as you sort of take a moment, you begin to sink into it. But this all happened like really quickly, and the steam begins billowing off out into the main temple area. And
they do have sort of undergarments on under the armor, so we'll sort of remove the pieces of armor.
And as you begin removing the pieces of armor, and that steam settles, all of the water has evaporated in this pool, and you are sat there with your pieces of armor around you, your sort of undergarments on, and you can see going all the way up your arm, these veins extend all the way up your neck, all around your chest area. If you were to sort of move part of your undergarments to look sort of like at the center part of your chest plate, you can see that it is almost charcoal black, and the veins seem to be coming from there.
What has happened to my heart?
That charcoalness is beginning to extend out across your skin as if you're burning from the inside.
No, we fixed it. We fixed it. We'll try and go into a meditative state again. So basically, when Eldrathni reforged her heart, it was sort of under the guidance of Firecloak, but he'd removed it from her body, and she, as if it were metal, was able to reforge it and cleanse it of the impurities that the Damperism gave her. But she has no idea how to remove her own heart from her body without it immediately killing her.
Yay!
So I guess I'm just I have heal. I'm just gonna wait. Have I got a channel divinity that does anything? I mean, I've used the artisan's blessing.
You take another
no.
12 points of fire damage, reduced to 6.
Ah!
This should be happening every 6 seconds, to be fair. But you've
Right.
taken everything metal off of you, so your clothing does start to burn in places a little bit. But I'm not going to make it so you're going to lose your clothing as well.
Clearly, I need to go to Avernus and take it up with what's the chops that I've become Karlach.
Basically, yeah. I thought about that when you sent me the backstory. I was like, you're basically Karlach.
Written before I worked on that game. Yeah, I don't think I've got a channel divinity that'll work. I think I'm just going to try and get into a meditative state to try and calm my heart.
Make a history check,
Okay.
please. Sorry, I felt rude not saying please.
15.
15. What forge did you go to with Firecloak to forge your heart?
I didn't. It was in the tree. It was in the elven tree of life. It was basically his space that he appears in when I commune with him. So I touched the tree and it was like I'd cast commune and we were in his realm. And when he released me from it, I woke up and I was still in Mithranor touching the tree.
So you go into your meditative state again, try to trance, try to call on the Firecloak. And as you're there, you can feel this burning extending around you, and you now know that your skin is beginning to charcoal as it is burning you from the outside. The veins crawl up across your face and across your forehead. Your hair begins to sort of singe and burn up and fall out as you are not long for this world as you take another. Oh no. Doesn't help when you roll max on the dice. You take 16 points of fire damage, reduced to 8.
I mean, we'll still be going for a little while. I've still got just under 100 hit points left. So we've got time. We've got time.
Can you make me a religion check, please?
Yeah, sure. Wow, these rolls. This feels like home. With Ildra, these terrible rolls. That's a 12 total.
Oh, no. Okay, so you try to connect. This burning feeling just sort of overwhelms you, and you can't make that connection. You can't pull yourself into a memory. It's like the memory that you had with Manzorius before was the thing that was on the front of your mind, and now that that's sort of been replaced with the pain that you're currently feeling, it's difficult for you to maintain concentration in order to connect to him. You take to Firecloak. You take 4 points of fire. That's already halved. 4 points of fire damage, and you can make another religion check.
Okay. That's better. 18.
18. As this, from the outside, your eyes have been shut this entire time, but for the audience's point of view, what we can see, I picture Ildrathni, the sort of under part of their armor is sleeveless, is what I picture.
Sure.
If you don't agree with that, please tell me. But or at least like the top half of the arms are visible with sort of bandages and things to stop chafing and stuff on the arms. But the top parts are kind of visible, and we can see that charcoalness has begun descending down the arm. And up your neck, your entire top half is charcoal with a minute. And so that,
Oh no, you're about to tell me
no,
more.
you go,
Tell me
you go.
more. Oh, I
Tell
think
me.
my next attempt at something is to wonder if somehow, if my heart has failed, have I become more vampiric? Is it the sun? So the next attempt is I am in a pond, a blessings pool, which must have the water is all gone, but I'm in stone, right? There is stone around me. Through the pain, they are gonna sort of push their hands onto the ground, onto the stone of the ground, and push them in to the stone, and the stone sort of rises up and forms a sphere around them to block out all sunlight. So they're just in their own little stone pokeball.
Yep. So you sort of earthbend stone around you. Also, you have guidance, so you could add that to your previous 18 if you want to, your religion check.
Oh, that's true. You're desperate for me to actually do well here, Josh.
No, I'm just
welcome
being
to
helpful.
Ildra. Sure. So that 18 would become 20, non-nat.
Okay. So as you form this, thinking of all the potential outcomes of what is happening here, or at least you think you are, you earthbend this stuff around you, this stone around you, sorry, and you enter into the trance again, and you just push out that feeling that the areas that are now charcoal still have those red veins on them, but the pain in those areas is numbed. The pains in the areas that are still flesh have intensified more, but you're able to push through. And as you open your eyes, you sort of stumble forward as if you stepped, and you are at the base of the soul tree, and you can see inside of it there is a figure holding onto the tree, leaning forward with blood pouring down their face, grievous wounds all over them. As you can see, Firecloak is just in the tree, bleeding heavily.
Firecloak will stagger forward and embrace him, and immediately cast heal. There we go. I took mass cure wounds. Did I actually take heal? I did not take heal as my 6th level. So I guess it's just going to be cure wounds, and I'll do it at 5th level on him.
You cast a spell on him and it washes over him. You can feel some of his life energy come back, but the wounds that he has don't seem to knit together. There's a lot of necrotic essence around them. You can see he's not wearing an awful lot at the moment. He's got that sort of same burning sensation happening around him. And you can see that where he's got these cuts and marks, that there is like black around them that is spreading outwards, not in the same sort of aspect as the charcoal, but it's got like that necrotic purpley hue to it, as well as it's sort of pooling around him, around the wounds. Sorry, it's not extending out like across his body, but the wounds are basically necroticized. And he sort of leans into you. Hey, I don't feel so good.
Who did this to you?
Some undead guy.
How?
I don't know. The Seldarine. I went to talk to them about joining.
Yes.
And he came. They're all dead. Ildra. All of them.
What? No, don't be ridiculous.
He killed all of them. He ripped the very essences from their bodies. I was just able to get out because I wasn't in the main chamber, but he was still able to do this to me. He's hunting me. He wants my shard.
Seldarine.
All of them.
He was in Arvindor.
Yeah.
Who?
Totally. Sorry. Sorry, I just ruined that moment there.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know him. It's strange, undead looking creature, but has the power of he's stronger than any god I've ever seen. Stronger than the entire Sildering combined.
Okay. So Ildrathni's knowledge of, I mean, he was saying that this person is undead. Ildrathni's knowledge of the Seldarine and also other Faerunian gods. Obviously, so there was the whole thing with Nezeril, where there was possibility that Nezeril had a shard of Libellus Enerath, who was the elven god of death. So that would be Ildra's initial sort of logical conclusion, was in allowing Nezeril to stay in Arvandor, that they have twisted somehow and become Libellus again, and somehow decided to take this out on the others. So with that context in mind, for the audience who may not have seen Mithranor, will turn to Firecloak and with panic in their eyes. Was it Nezeril?
No, they were one of the casualties. They tried to protect and cut down before they could even raise their weapon.
Is this the Kalemverites at the temple? I was just at a temple, and they all felt like something had been. Has this happened? Have you got any sight of any of the other pantheons? Kalemvor may have also been attacked.
There have been. The Sildering were meeting not only to discuss me rejoining, but also there's been attacks on the other pantheons. The other gods have been going missing. Some have turned up dead. They were looking to speak of a way to protect themselves, maybe even leave.
Perhaps it is for the best, then, that right now you don't have the largest following. Your power being slightly weaker perhaps saved you in this moment.
You don't look good. What's wrong? Your vision, how you look is the exact same.
I don't know. My heart... Something has gone wrong with my heart. I've started burning up. This shouldn't be possible. Is this connected to... You look awful as well. What... You escaped. What did he do to you before you escaped?
Just sort of gestures to his body.
No, not generic attack. What did he do?
He just pulled his hand in like he had some sort of like ropes attached to his hand sort of thing, and he just pulled all of the shards out of the Sildarin, all of their hearts, all of their essences, the thing that gives them their divine power, and they just formed around his hand, and then they all fell down dead. And he sort of rips open his, or pulls open his shirt, and you can see that there is an indentation of where sort of like his ribs have cracked outwards, like something tried to pull out. I was able to get away out of its range before it affected me as well, but he tried to chase me and threw what he could at me to stop me, but I was able to use the last of my magic to teleport. And he lifts his hand up, and you watch his sort of like little divine light that there is that he has left sort of forms in his hand, and he does like a scan of you. It's as I feared. I'm dying, Ildrathni.
We have been through this. You're not allowed, remember? You nearly died giving me my heart back, and I forbid it.
I don't think I have a choice in this.
Firecloak, no. We'll heal him again.
Go to heal him again.
And we'll sort of hand on chest, and sort of with the healing, we'll actively push the ribcage back in place.
You hear the He's and as you heal him, some of his wounds heal up, but the ones that have the necrosis around them sort of open up more. It's as if your healing is healing him, but also hurting him at the same time. I don't have much longer left. There's no amount of healing that's going to heal this. But if I die, it looks like you're going to go with me.
I suppose I've already died once.
A side effect of the creation of the heart. There is something I can do, though, to help you.
What?
Do you trust me?
No.
I've grown to accept that. And he sort of stands tall, and he's quite tall, because God. And he walks over to the center of the base of this tree, and you watch as that same sort of vision of a little forge sort of appears. Come here, please.
We'll go over.
Whoever this figure is, it's not somebody I've ever faced before, or the Seldarin didn't know who they were either. You need to find people who might know who this is. I am not going to be useful in this fight, even at full strength. I fear that the gods are useless in this. It's going to come down to you mortals to save us, for a change.
But if you're useless, what use are we?
There's something that we've always, at least I have always admired about you mortals, is that you, with your limited lifespan, depending, no matter what your species is, it's far shorter than what we live. You have a sense of, there's like an urge that you have, a creativity that you all possess that we gods lack because of our immortality, because of our never dying of old age, whereas you try to get as much life out of what little time you have as you can.
You have created great, beautiful things. You have inspired me to create great and beautiful things.
And I wish to create one more great and beautiful thing if you will allow it.
I don't think Ildra will say anything. She can't bring herself to say anything that gives him permission to die.
Right. I'm sorry. Someone stands up, and this is going to hurt. And he holds his hand out and begins to sort of twist, and you can feel like wrenching inside your chest. And your body sort of locks in place. You can still speak, but you instantly, because of how high all of your passive stuff is, you can feel that your body has also been time stopped or time has stopped around your body. That's what I'm trying to say. And he just pulls, and you feel this, and your heart just pulls out of your chest. It's a good thing he stops your body, because you'd die. But you can see everything that's happening. And he pulls the heart towards him, and you watch as he reaches towards his heart, and he pulls outwards, and out comes out this brilliant, fiery orange diamond that's very reminiscent. I don't know if Ildra has ever seen anything like this before, but this is effectively his god shard. And he just holds the two together. It looks towards you with a sort of surfer grin on his face. Sort of, you get that brief flash of this is how he used to be when he was, himself, and he just crushes the shard. And he puts the dust particles of the shard onto the heart and crushes the two together, as you watch as his body begins to flake and disappear upwards and turn to dust. You watch as the cracks of death begin to come over his body, and as he uses the last of his magic to push the heart back into your chest, and as his form just turns to dust and just falls all over the place, your heart enters back into your body, and you feel this sudden. And as you open your eyes, you're back in the prayer hall in the Temple of Kellenvor, because I thought it'd be really evil to have you in the middle of the pool while other people are running around. And you can look around. You can grab your hammer and lift it up. You've got all of your armor on. But that burning sensation's gone. Yeah, you're streaming and crying. But you can still feel burning inside of you, but it doesn't feel like it's hurting. It feels like it's empowering you. You have just unlocked. Not in that file, you haven't. You have just gained...
I found a dossier in the prayer room.
Dossier. You have unlocked a legendary artifact called the Sun Heart.
Ooh.
Your heart has been infused with that of a god of fire, a god shard of that of the god of fire. You now have resistance to fire damage, which you already have as Ildrathni, so you have 4 times resistance to fire. You can recover a point of exhaustion on a short rest as well as a long rest. Your turn undead has been improved. So not only do you have turn undead and destroy undead, you also now have something called seer undead, which is in the 2024 rules, but I felt that you needed to have it as well. Cool. You'll get sent all of this, but basically whenever you use turn undead, you can roll a number of d8s equal to your wisdom modifier, maximum of 1d8, a minimum of 1d8, and add the rolls together. Each undead that fails its saving throw against that use of turn undead takes radiant damage equal to the roll's total or half as much on a success. This damage doesn't end the turn effect and still destroys things of the lower CR rating. You also have the following spells always prepared and can use each of them once per long rest without using a spell slot, or use a spell slot to use them. They are Hellish Rebuke, Dragon's Breath, which is set to fire, Scorching Ray, Fire Shield, and Sunbeam. Nice. Additionally, you can take 1 point of exhaustion to cast Sunburst.
Interesting. I don't know Sunburst. That sounds explodey, though.
It's an 8th level spell that has 150-foot radius, 150-foot range, 60-foot radius, and a target that is any targets within that have to make, I think it's a dex save. If they fail, I think it's 12d6 damage they take, or something like that, and they're blinded.
Nice.
Yes, so you have all of those things prepared. Now that, and your automatic, this would be, this doesn't take up an attunement slot. It is part of your body. It is sort of like part of your character now.
Wow. I think, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what does it sound like? There's anything going on outside at all?
The usual sounds of people moving around in the halls, people moving around down in the main temple area have all come back. It's like life is sort of resumed around you.
Okay. They don't know how long my commune is going to last, so Eldrathni is going to just take 5-10 minutes, maybe a cheeky 15, just sitting in that room, quietly crying. After like maybe 15 minutes, we'll cast Sending to Anton. Something deeply wrong. God's in trouble. What do you know about man who can... about undead man? Go away, thumbs up. What's that, 13? About undead man who can overpower gods and take their shards.
You send that message. Funny thing about the spell sending. Sending can be sent to anybody on your plane of existence. Now, my understanding is it can also be sent to people on other planes of existence, but it requires a bit of a roll to see if it's able to break through that sort of dimensional barrier sort of thing. It also states that it has to be somebody that you're familiar with. Now, you specifically said Anton.
Yes.
So, what you get back is, who's this? I don't know you. Sounds like trouble. I might have an idea. Travel to Baldur's Gate. That's probably gone over the words. Seems to go over the words for some reason. Travel to Baldur's Gate. Look out for a guy with a bow. And then fizzles out. The voice sounds like Anton. Bow and red scales, he says.
Sure.
Yeah, because there's loads of people in Baldur's Gate with bows.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, okay, you don't know who I am, but you're clearly Anton because this is the most ridiculous and stupid instruction I've ever heard. With red scales, Who could that be, Josh? Okay. Interesting. How many spell slots do I have left? At third level. I've not actually been using my third levels. I will send another one. I'm just trying to figure it out. Intrigued by the fact that he said, "Who is this?" This is Ildrathni. Who is this? I thought you were Anton.
Anything else?
No. Actually, no. I'll send a message to Nate.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened with Anton?
So you get the message. You get the message from Nate first, who says nothing. They're right next to me. We're currently still up, making sure everything's okay with the rift that we sealed and all that. What's going on with you? Then you get another message back from Anton. This is Anton. I think I know what's happening. I might not be the Anton you know, though. Head to Baldur's Gate. Look for my friend.
Okay, I'm out of third level spell. I'm going to have to fourth level to reply to Nate. Stupid sending
That's all right.
spells.
Dragon's right outside, so it's fine.
What?
Well, I don't know.
What? What do you mean there's a dragon right outside?
I don't know. I was just going to throw something really big at you, and there was a picture of a dragon on my screen, so I thought, do that.
I don't have spells left,
I know.
Josh. We've been
Keep
doing
spending them.
dramatic... Oh, no! What? No! Have I still taken all that damage, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Damn it. Yeah, well, I will reply to Nate. Never mind. Something funky with sending spell. Possibly different Anton. But he seems to know things. Heading to Baldur's Gate. Watch out for... No. Heading to Baldur's Gate, gods are in trouble.
Nate replies back a little while later. Not straight away, but a little while later, and says, told Anton. He rolled his eyes at another version of himself. Says to be careful. Shout if you need him. If you need us.
I will not reply. All right, we'll head outside, try and find Sander.
Ildrasni, how are you feeling? You look a little bit taller. How are you feeling? I apologise for that little wobble I had before.
Don't apologise, something is deeply wrong.
You feel it too, do you?
I do. Deeply. Rally your people.
Okay.
I believe something is coming for all the gods. All of them.
That's not good.
I don't know if he has got to Kalemthor already or not, but by your reaction, it's possible. Try to speak to him.
I will try. Please be careful.
You too. I will remember the kindnesses you showed me. Thank you.
Thank you. And you both part ways, and you begin to make your journey to Baldur's Gate. Now, unfortunately, there's no teleportation circle that you can use.
It's a long old walk from here.
That's a very long walk. So yes, you're going to be traveling for quite some time. After, I think it's like I think it's going to take you a couple of months, maybe, to get there.
I mean, surely there's a nearer. Is there a nearer city that I could go to teleportation circle? Because this feels quite pressing. The gods are dying.
It does feel quite pressing. It also feels like, you've got a god shard now. Sort of, you've got like a god shard in your heart now. So it makes sense that you are drawn to sort of magical energies. And you are drawn to a nearby city, which I'm not too familiar with that particular part of the map. So you find yourself
generic nearby city.
Insert name here. You find a city that has a teleportation circle. You're able to get that to Baldur's Gate.
I'll do. Days have passed. I've been able to prepare other spells. I'll do a create food and water or a hero's feast or something for the people to pay for.
Yeah.
Being able to use it.
Oh yes, thank you. We happily accept that, and you get teleported to Baldur's Gate, and you're sort of walking around for pretty much the entire afternoon. Like, right, so I've got to look for a guy with a big bow and red scales, and you see a couple of dragonborn walking around and all of that. None of them with bows. And
I mean, I'll be honest, Josh, I know we need to get to this point, but this is the first time Ildra has been back.
It's true, yes.
So there is definitely as soon as she gets in, we'll sort of clock where the teleportation circle is in relation to where the Gravemaker's headquarters were. Mm-hmm. Not to go to the Gravemakers, but to avoid it, I guess. And we'll sort of knows the usual haunts to find adventurers, like the usual taverns and places to go to find adventurers, but sort of will find themselves sort of tossing and turning between, do I go and visit the Gravemakers? Do I not? Do I go and visit the site of Manzorius's house, where I know, his family were? Do I not? There's a lot of sort of walking in circles a little bit, out of anxiety that is happening, as well as looking for a person with a bow and scales.
Mm. You have that sort of anxiety about being in the city again, that sort of split. Do I stick to the mission? Do I go to these other places? The Gravemakers, unless there was a set place that it was in the city.
There was, and I can't remember where it was.
They've moved since then, and they're now
Okay.
closer to the teleportation circle because they might need to zip around places. But
Okay.
you leave, you're able to avoid it and sort of start making your way towards a tavern. But that sort of journey towards that tavern sort of turns into you're actually going towards Manzorius's house instead, because it's on the way. So you can sort of take a small detour to go check that out and then make your way to the tavern. And as you're moving through the alleyways, you can feel with your insane passive perception that there is a presence following you.
Near the house?
Near you.
But did this happen near the house or after I left?
This is happening as you're making your way towards the house. You're not quite at the house yet.
Right. We'll sort of wind their way into a space where there are not other people.
Mm-hmm.
And just call out, what is it that you want?
You turn around and you can see a hooded figure walking towards you. They draw a blade from underneath their cloak and they hold it out to you.
Ah.
They're pointing at
handle
you.
for... Oh, they're pointing the blade at me?
Yeah.
Cute. Hammer.
Look, right, just because yours is bigger doesn't mean that I can't use mine more efficiently. Pulls his hood down and you can see a familiar face, slightly older than the last time you saw him. Big scar going down from the tip of the corner of his nose right down, sort of almost circular down into his beard, causing a sort of gap where that part of the skin can't grow. It's Unanash, stood there looking at you. Thought we said for you not to come back here.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm pleased to see you're doing well.
I'm pleased to see that you're alive.
More than I was last time you saw me.
You watch as he just laxes his wrist and the blade sort of falls down and he instantly sheaths it. Sort of looks around and then he just sort of steps forward, grabs the bit of your armor and just pulls you in and just gives you a big hug.
Oh.
I have missed you.
Gives him there's a bit of a shock, and then we'll drop the hammer and give him the biggest, tightest squeeze back.
Oh, okay, yep, no, definitely feel that sort of.
And it's one of those
strength.
hugs that sort of starts because it's greeting a friend and then carries on because it's clinging on to the comfort of a friend and all the grief that she has felt at losing Firecloak and not being able to hold him anymore. Just sort of goes into... And she finds herself sobbing again.
Hey, I've not seen you cry like this. Never seen you cry like this before. Some things, you must have been through some proper shit.
I can control it now. I am still not who I was. I'm still undead in a way, but I don't need to feast or eat, consume blood or anything like that. I'm not going to attack you. I will sort of look at the scars on his face. I'm sorry that they did not heal. I'm sorry that I was not here to do it for you.
It's fine. Look, right? I was rash with my evaluation of your situation when you attacked me. It was sad that it happened. It was even sadder that I pushed you to leave, not to come back. Take all of this away. All of this away from you.
I had become everything we had fought against.
I've come to realize that not everything that we have fought against has always been evil.
I, too, have been on a similar realization. I've met with gods.
How did
Wonderful.
that go?
Some of them are wonderful, some of them are as aloof and infuriating as you may expect. Unfortunately, the reason that brings me here to the city is because many of them are dead.
That sounds like it's well above my pay grade.
I'm sorry to bring this to your doorstep. I can fill you in on more of the details. Are you still working with the Gravemakers?
Yes, I am. Less on a hunting, less as a hunter and more as a trainer, recruiter.
So many things. The Church of Kalemvor in Neverwinter has declared, it has enshrined a distinct difference between the conscious undead and unconscious undead to be recognized, and the conscious undead to be welcomed and celebrated and treated with equality. Has that instruction been passed to Baldur's Gate as well?
Yes, so the Kalemvorites sent us word as well. We are still to act with caution around the conscious undead, of course, but
some of them are still evil.
Some are, but most of us agree with the evaluation, so a few left to go on their own hunt, as it were, but there's nothing we could do to stop them, really.
Of course. I'm glad to hear this too. Very well. In that case, what... You said it's above your pay grade, perhaps it is. Have you come across someone who wields a bow with red scales? I know it's an incredibly vague description to go on. I've only just got here, though, so my intention was to go to taverns and start looking for dragonborns.
No, I think I might know who you're on about. There's a figure we've been monitoring people coming in and out of the city, and there's a figure that just appeared. Strange, because he appears to be human, or humanoid at least, but has red scales on his face. Huh. Not dragonborn. He looks like a human.
Interesting.
Stands out in a crowd, as located at our usual haunt.
That sounds like it may be the way to go, then. Would you accompany me?
Of course. If you need me for anything, I am here.
I wish I could say the same for you. I'm sorry that I've been an absent friend.
I pushed you away. Don't take that blame on yourself. It is me that caused you to leave.
Please tell me you went to the opera, at least, afterwards.
Didn't feel right without you.
I'm sorry I've tarnished that experience for you as well.
You've not tarnished that experience. It just means that we can have more of them, little Illy. And he stands up and sort of ruffles your hair. I know you hate that. I know. Let's go.
We'll sort of stand up. I mean, you mentioned before the priest seemed to think I was a little bit taller, am I?
You are a little bit taller, yeah.
We'll sort of stand up to my full height. Not so little, thank you very much.
Damn. Looks down to make sure, see if you're wearing high heels or anything. Damn. And then leads you towards your usual haunt.
There's a little stop I wish to make on the way, if you will permit me.
Of course. Yes. Lead the way.
I want to go to Manzorius' house. Not to go into it, not to go up to it. I just want to look at it and see what's going on, what it looks like.
Looks the exact same as when you left it. The last time you were there. There's been no overgrow of any weeds or flowers. It's like the garden has been kept. There's no sort of like nothing's been boarded up or anything. The house just looks like it's been in stasis the entire time. Untouched by time is the word I'm looking for.
Do you know who lives here?
No, I haven't had any reports or anything that come from this area for quite a while. There was an incident a couple of months back where there was something going on with one of the people that used to live here, but there hasn't been anything since. There's been sightings of somebody coming in and out of here in the evenings, but nothing else. Sorry?
Who?
We're not sure. We've not been able to track them. They seem to be
a high-level rogue?
Yeah, seem to be really good at sneaking around.
It's a personal errand. I would be interested in meeting with them. If any of your scouts catch anything. But, gods, end of the world, slightly more pressing. To the haunt.
Yep. So, Unanash leads you to the haunt, and it's a very busy tavern. That's what it's called now, the haunt. And you enter inside, and it's quite quiet, probably because it's lunchtime, and not many adventurers are in at this sort of time today, and in particular anyway. And as you walk in, you can instantly, because they stand out like a sore thumb, right at the end of the room is an elderly figure, going by human years, is probably in their late 70s, early 80s, with sort of lots of hair on their head, but a very little amount of it is black. There's lots of grey streaks all over the place. The beard is sort of like, it's like his beard is fighting between whether it's black or grey. You can see orange eyes that have sort of dulled in colour slightly, with slightly dull red scales going down the sides of their face and down their arms. That are their arms, they're not wearing any sleeves or anything, and you can see they've got like bandages and things wrapped around, and they've got like clawed hands, and they're just sort of sitting with one hand is clawed, the other is more humanoid, and they're just sort of drinking a drink as you walk in, and they look up towards you, don't pay any attention to you, go back down and carry on drinking.
I suppose every day in Baldur's Gate you get someone walking into a tavern in full plate armour.
Yeah, it's a usual occurrence.
Will to Unash. I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, looks like him, yeah. A lot older than what people were saying.
We'll walk over.
As you walk over, he looks up towards you. Can I help you?
Greetings. My name is Ildrathni. I'm sorry to disturb you. I was told to find you.
Interesting. Name's Jack. Sit down.
Nice to meet you, Jack. What business have you in Baldur's Gate?
I was asked to come here by a friend. They asked me to pick up somebody who'd sent them a message, so I came. I'm guessing you're that person that sent the message? Anton?
Yes. Tell me about Anton.
I've not known him that long, if I'm honest. We've recently started working together. Some trouble going on in places, and they are quite knowledgeable on this particular trouble. So, sort of a mutual alliance, as you might want to call it. But yeah, they asked for me to go pick someone up, and here I am. So take it, it's you I'm picking up.
Yes, it is. The cogs just kind of whirring. So, interesting. No, this has brought us together, which is good news. It's just interesting that sending gets confused with clones.
Clones?
The Anton you know is not the only Anton that exists.
And I'm not the only Jack that exists, but... And you're not the only Yldrathni that exists. No, he doesn't know your name. He does know your name because you told him. You're not the only Yldrathni that exists.
Interesting. I'm not sure if we mean that in the same way. I have existed before elves reincarnate. But
I know that.
Okay. But Anton specifically is a clone. I'm not a clone.
No, the Anton of this plane is a clone. The Anton that I know is not a clone of your Anton. Let me tell you about the multiverse. He doesn't say that.
Okay. Well, I don't know what Ildra is experienced in multi-planes for sure. Obviously, like has been to a couple of different planes, but the concept of a multiverse is probably new. Yes, actually.
Yes, new to a lot of people in this place. No, yeah. So the Anton I know is from another universe. Now, to sort of explain that, it's like another plane of existence, except for it's this place, just somewhere else, where different versions of yourself live. And there's lots of them around with lots of different versions of yourself. Some that are, and he sort of looks you up and down. He has a very high passive perception as well. Some of which never were afflicted with what you've been afflicted with. Others where you never existed.
Interesting. And you know of all of these planes?
There's far too many to know about. I know of some of them.
In any of them, have the gods been murdered?
There have been, and he looks around, and Unanash is like, what the fuck are you talking about? And looking at the pair of you, and there's not many people around. You just
sit, Unash.
Okay.
Just sit and drink your pint.
Okay. Just drinks, and then drinks and drinks and drinks, because this sounds like a really heavy conversation that's well above his pay grade. And Jack just sort of leans forward. There have been incidences where universes have ceased to exist. There is a figure going around that is wiping them out and gaining a large amount of power, and he has come to this universe.
Do you know how to stop him?
The people I'm working with are currently working on it, and we're looking to get people together who might be able to fight against him. Now, I can sense that there is an immense amount of power coming from you, and he sort of gestures towards your chest. Something divine about you. You'd be a perfect fit for our team. If you're up for it, that is.
This person has killed all of the gods I ever worshipped.
That's how it starts. And all he needs to kill is just the right one, and the universe dies.
Little insulting that the most important one was not one of my gods, but okay. Or the god of death, apparently.
Hellenborg.
The Kalemvorites seem to have felt a great schism.
Okay, this is worse than I thought it was then. Right.
I'm sorry it took me so long to get here. I was not close.
That's fine. That's all right. I have a quicker way for us to get to where it is we need to go, so I will take you there now. Unfortunately, I can only take the two of us, so your friend is going to have to stay here. Yeah, no, I am more than all right with that. Whatever you've got going on sounds well above. I've said it before. Sounds well above my pay grade.
Above your pay grade, yes.
Ildra, what I will do though is I will let the grave makers know what's going on.
Please, if you could, stay in contact if you can. If I can't remember the name of the leaders, but one of them will be high enough that they'll have sending.
Yeah.
I'll look it up and let you know.
Yeah.
Get them to send me a message. If there's anything, I'll try and keep you in touch, keep you appraised.
Yeah, no, we'll do some work here. Maybe your people, they sound quite important. Maybe your people can contact my people. Yeah, it makes sense to have some extra boots on the ground. So I'll get one of our communication officers to hook you all up with being able to communicate with us. Bit difficult when it's different planes, but we'll sort you out. And they sort of.
Can you travel between the planes?
Yes. That's what we're gonna need to do to get to where we need to go.
Can you take me to Arvindor?
I'm not supposed to. It's one place that we've been told we're not allowed to go, but I can.
I wish to see what he has done. Why are you not supposed to? What is the limitation? Is it dangerous?
We're not supposed to go to realm. We're not supposed to go to the realm of the gods. Any of them. So we can. There's no limitation on the actual method to do it. It's just frowned upon. But if you want to go, I'll take you. I'm all about breaking.
Ildra will just sort of have a thought and just start chuckling to themselves. Lifetimes. They spent lifetime upon lifetime ripping the world apart to get to Arvindor, and you can go just like that.
We have a slight advantage.
What is that?
Time. I'll explain when we're not in this place.
Of course. I suppose it goes without saying. Obviously, this is a quite high stakes, high key conversation. I would have been sort of keeping an eye out to see if there was any dark people in the shadows trying to listen in.
Yeah, you can't see anybody, and you've got a high enough perception. So does Jack. Can't see anybody around. So, but he's very much of a. Any more details you want? We need to be in another place to have it.
Take me where we need to go.
Okay, follow me then. And he leads you to the back room. Strange. To where the back door is that leads outside. Say goodbye to your friend.
We'll go back and give Unash the biggest hug. I'm so sorry this has been so short.
Just make your next stay a little bit longer. Make sure you stay safe, all right? And I just got you back. Can't lose you again.
Same to you.
Got so many shows to catch up with as well.
Absolutely. We shall go to the opera again, and you will like it this time.
I will. I'll also buy a suit that fits me as well.
Big, hand on shoulder squeeze.
Yeah, he does the sort of same thing to you, and you walk out to the back with Jack, and he begins rummaging around in his pocket, and you watch as he pulls out a set of keys, and he starts shifting them around, and there's some silver keys, there's some gold keys on there, and he flicks around to one that's sort of very elvish in design. It's a silver key with a gold elven filigree over the top of it, and he shakes it a bit. Right.
What is that? It's not a metal I've seen before.
Yeah. Puts it into the door and twists, and you watch as the door that leads out into the backyard area lights up around the creases, and he opens it. Let's go. And he steps through, and you step through as well. As you step through, you are in a large chamber, and you have a look around, and there is blood everywhere, different colours. There is a lot of dust everywhere as well, very reminiscent of what happened to Firecloak in grand sort of like council seats. There's just piles of dust on them, and Jack just looks around. Ah, shit. Why is it always the Sildarine first?
This has happened before.
Every
On the
plane.
other-
Every plane of existence, he always goes for the elven gods first, and we don't know why.
They're older?
Possibly. Older. They have access to older magic. They're closer to the creator, I suppose. Huh.
Elven high magic is a forgotten art. I barely know where to start with it. I know of my Anton has very foolishly dabbled, and it has cost him greatly. Perhaps if this person is powerful enough to draw on gods, they wish to tap into the elven high magic or stop others from being able to access it.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. How are you? I'm guessing, and please correct me if I'm wrong on my assumption, but I'm guessing one of these gods was one of yours.
Actually, not quite yet. Or he used to be.
Is he still alive?
He will be as long as I remember him.
And you still have access to your magic?
She taps her breastplate. Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
She'll just take a moment looking around this. The room that we're in, is it like a temple type space, or?
You can see that it looks like a large council chamber, as if, and if you were to look on sort of like the backs of each of the seats, there is the symbol for each of the Sildarine, or at least the main ones.
Yeah.
There. So this is their main chamber.
Yeah. Huh. So this would have been where they were.
Yep.
When
Looks
he
that
came.
way.
I want to just step outside. Last time Eldrathni was in Arvandor, we were in very sort of bucolic, beautiful green field, and everything was slightly too bright and sparkly and smelled lovely and was very peaceful, and birds singing, that kind of thing. They just want to step outside of the council chamber just to see.
As you step outside, it's a sight of horror. Any form of life there isn't any. Trees are dead and withered. There's no grass. Any water that was flowing through any rivers is dried up. Bones of animals scattered across sort of like the floor, the earth and everything. This place has died very quickly.
She's just going to take a moment and take a couple of pieces of rubble, some bones, things like that, and I'm going to sorry, just scrolling through my features and traits.
You are good.
No, it's not Artisan's Blessing. I think they're going to cast Fabricate. So I'm going to use the sort of the dirt and a couple of bones and just bits, minerals, whatever is left, and work it into the smallest shrine. And it's going to be, it's going to just incorporate all of the symbols of the Seldarine, including fire cloaks. And as she works this, is just going to start singing. And it's not like a big grand elven high opera. It's the equivalent of a children's song. It's like all things bright and beautiful or something like that. But it talks about the Seldarine and the different gods and the gifts they have given to the elves. But she'll sing it quite quietly. It'll take 10 minutes. And then we'll sort of stand up and look at the wasteland. Take me to your people.
Jack hadn't, when you'd started doing this, he stepped away to give you some privacy, but he hears you and he comes out from the shadows effectively. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, follow me. And fiddles with the keys again and puts it into another door and twists it. And as it opens into this brilliant bright light, you both step through. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session. Excuse me. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. This has been Roll Together RPG. This has been a very heavy session, but we are setting things up ready for when we do our main story that we're going to be telling with this. So if you'd like to see that, please do consider tuning in on Mondays for more D&D content from 6 p.m. UK time. Massive thank you to the D20 Club on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat, which must be sent to Tom for various reasons we've discovered recently. There's lots of new things coming.
You can't word it like that. You can't word it like that.
I do, though, because it fuels him, so I do it. There's lots of new content coming to Patreon as well, so please do consider going to check that out. If you're watching us on YouTube, please do consider leaving us a like, thumbs upping the channel. That's the same thing, subscribing and commenting down below, because it helps the algorithm tell us what you like so we know what to make more of for you. Massive thank you to our sponsors and supporters, and we will see you in our next show. Goodbye.